where there was a minute's silence before the game in memory of young Frances Rush, who died so tragically in an accident this week. Frances was the daughter of a colleague of ours, Seamus Rush. We pick it up with commentator Gerard Canning. 5 minutes have gone and Sligo are in possession.
Reid trying to set something up on his left-hand side. It's Hutchinson. Now Neil Ogden. Pitch in very good condition considering the atrocious weather up here in the northwest in recent times, and that wasn't too far away at all. And it was the new man, Johnny Hoyts, who was in at the business end of all of that. Ball well delivered across here, came back down, and the flashing shot wasn't too far away. Now Gilsey. Headed clearance by Sheridan. Doyle stepping forward. Now Malloy. Doyle. Pat supplying the pressure, looking for the break that could set them up with a lead goal here. And Brutus had to scamper around the place. Gilzine as ever the danger man. Useful cross here. Russell just getting there ahead of Ross McGlynn. And Brutus does well, second time of asking. Gilzine trying to link up with Eddie Gormley. And Russell had to be aware that Marcus Hallows was tracking back. Doyle met by the head of Charles to the feet of Ogden. He was expecting Hutchinson to have been making a run out there. Crowley falls kindly at the feet of Eddie Gormley. Well, he must have been surprised that it ended up at his feet initially, but he hit it quite venomously, getting it nicely onto the left, but unable to open the scoring. Crowley. Pat's side, that's how to forget about next week's big top-of-the-table clash at Turner's Cross, which is live on TV, and just concentrate on the bread and butter stuff of trying to get something out of this match here against doughty opponents. Doyle. McGlynn coming into challenge. Doyle in no particular hurry. Osam uses his physique terribly well. Charles comes back towards Malloy, appeals. Osam getting onto it, and Crowley puts it back, and in there as well was Lynch. And it's the kind of afternoon where you could fire in a shot like that and you never know your luck. It could indeed ricochet off anybody. But Malloy was pushing his way forward that time as that was whipped across the penalty area and back in by Crowley towards Gilzine. Gormley again, dropping this one in dangerously towards McGuinness. Well, it was a chance in the first half of very few chances. Stephen McGuinness stayed forward here. Eddie Gormley got onto it, but McGuinness unable to direct his header on target. Hare. Lynch. Well, that was a little push there by Reid against Gilzine. Here's Russell. In control of the situation, much to the annoyance there of the young left back Keith Doyle. Hawkins down as far as Ogden. Hare. Should be McGuinness's. Reid. Back towards Ogden. Lovely control here. And there just back from suspension. Cross towards Marcus Hallows. And Hawkins does really well. Good footwork, nice tackle. Excellent technique here by Colin Hawkins. Russell. And the first half, which has failed to produce a lead goal, draws to a close. But this was some excellent work here by Colin Hawkins, showing just why he's such a highly respected central defender. And so the teams troop off to the dressing rooms at the showgrounds. I think the fans looking for a bit more excitement and more goal chances. Chris Rutherford, the assistant coach, won't be too displeased. At least his side have not gone behind. And Eddie Gormley's cross here, probably the best of the chances, presented to Stephen McGuinness, but just unable to force Brujos into the save. And so at half-time, in the mist and the rain, it's Sligo Rovers 0, St Patrick's Athletic 0. Two well-upholstered gentlemen here, and the man on the right, of course, is Pat Dolan, Director of Football at St Patrick's Athletic, down there among the fans as ever. So it's the champions' turn to restart. St Pat's then attacking the goal to our right here. Doyle. Flicking it away, but only as far as Ross McGlynn. Returned once again from Russell. Doyle floating this one across. And it lands on top of the netting. That was a very enthusiastic young player, Keith Doyle. Took it back here from Martin Russell. They have formed a very good partnership on that left-hand side. Crawley coming. Comes down to Ogden. A snapshot from outside. Parry there well. Trevor Wood does really well against that stinging shot. Knocked in by Neil Ogden. Well, Ogden scored in a live match we had from the showgrounds here about this time last year. That was against Shells, this time against Pats. Not too far away. So he's out to take the corner kick. Marcus Hallows waits inside. Gormley. Reed trying to win it back. Malloy getting there first. Ogden once more, across towards Hoyk, and the flag raised. Hallows is following it in, but it doesn't count. Well, it'll give Sligo a little bit of confidence start of the second half, but they really can take this match at the champions. Reed managed to knock that ball back. Ogden knocked it into space. A couple of players going for it, but the flag had been raised. Gilzine heading it on towards Malloy. Won again by Sheridan, and second time. That went off Matt Hare. Gilzine giving out to the match official, Dick O'Hanlon, about the nature of the last challenge. Doyle. Down along towards Trevor Malloy. Again being looked after there by Sheridan. This time Sheridan doing a bit of pushing. Free kick taken very quickly, as we saw Pats do that in a recent live match, but this time the referee says hang on a while. So it gives the Sligo team a chance to get everybody back and prepare adequately for this set piece. McGuinness has gone forward. Hallows has come back. In by Russell. Gilzine's head, and that's over the bar. Nicely touched over there by an angry Nicky Brujos, angry with his defence for allowing that header in there. But it was Martin Russell who knocked it in. Gilzine met it firmly, and Brujos tapped it over the crossbar. 3 points vital for Sligo to help their plight at the bottom. Osam, beautifully taken away from Reed. And Paul Osam is bundled over. The referee has stern words with Ross McGlynn, and again doesn't take a name. It was Osam who had originally stepped away from the would-be trouble from Nicky Reed, but colliding with Ross McGlynn. Crawley setting it up here for Gormley. Crawley once again as they try to bring a bit more width and imagination into the attack. And that was Matt Hare. Hutchinson trying to kill that one. Charles stepping in, might have given away a corner kick. Instead it's Crowley. Now Gormley. Dangerous ball in. Hawkins was there, and that's fired in, and Gilzean eventually puts it in. Lots and lots of pressure, finally paying off, and Gilzean has got an 11th goal of the season. Sligo Rovers 0, St. Pat's 1. So in the 57th minute of this match, the goalkeeper put under a lot of pressure. Malloy fired it across, came back off a defender, and Gilzean fired it in. Well, really, Sligo's defence was all over the place. It was Malloy who took the opportunity, and when it came back to Ian Gilzean, he was not going to miss a gilt-edged chance like that. And all of that, of course, came from a situation where Sligo could have given away a corner kick, but it was Wesley Charles who kept the ball in play. And following up on all of that, Pats made the most of the opening. Here's another opportunity. Doyle again. It's a great run, and that'll be a corner. Very good work indeed by Hare to deny young Keith Doyle. Well, Nick Brew just now trying to just bring a bit more certainty to his defence, because Sligo cannot afford to go a second goal behind. Pats try and kill off the match here. Brew just calls but misses, and it comes back down towards Paul Osam, and they're not out of danger yet. In the end, Gormley fires it in, and Brew just gets down quickly. The game was nearly put beyond Sligo Rovers' reach on that last little instance. Brew just failed to get it initially, but when it came back out here, he more than made amends. Well, he will remember, I'm sure, the last night match we did. And a really brilliant finish it was to that particular game in wretched conditions. Now he's Sider in front. Again, it's Sheridan. Hoyk waiting for it to come his way. I think the Dutchman's still adjusting to life in the National League of Ireland. Here comes Hare. Hallows. Hare once again, now Callaghan. They wait for the player manager Nicky Reid to come into the equation. Sligo will have it. Hare again, inside towards Hoyt, got a touch on it this time, and that time it's put in, and it's Hutchinson who's done it. Mark Hutchinson, 20 minutes into the second half. Well, it's exactly what the game and what Sligo have required. For once, the Pats defence opened up, and it was Matthew Hare who knocked it in there well. Howitt got a touch onto it, but it was the decisive touch of Mark Hutchinson that levels up the match. So, just like in the Cork City Finn Harps match last night, the sides are on terms here. Hutchinson's done it. A glancing header there by Howitt, his first really positive contribution, and that was beautifully played in by Hutchinson. 1-1. Oh, the look of elation on the scorer's face. Sligo need everything, and they're coming for more. Hallows. Again, good trickery here, trying to link up with Hoyk. Hawkins in the end, just getting it away. Here's Martin Russell. Malloy, who's had a quiet match. And Russell just bringing it back to his goalkeeper here, just holding possession. Over ahead of Sheridan. Gilzine in behind Eddie Gormley. And the goal scorer Hutchinson was after it. Here's Malloy. Callaghan. And now it looks as though Martin Riley is about to be introduced. And it'll be Trevor Malloy, who really has had a quiet game, who makes way. Sligo try to press home any advantage they may have. Gormley. It's with Crowley once again. Now the eagerness of the Sligo players, but a bit too eager that time. Hoyk being spoken to by the referee. Much travel figure. He's played in Belgian football and Swiss football as well, of course, Johnny Hoyk. Touchdown to Osam, and it's a brilliant goal! Riley, minutes after coming on. That is a superb goal. I think he's only on the field about 3 minutes, touched the ball about 3 or 4 times, but the 3rd or 4th time was to plant it in the back of the Sligo net. Absolutely wonderful strike, showed up there beautifully and knocked into the back. Hawkins was up there, knocked beautifully across by Gilzine, and what about that for a finish? Martin Riley then, 24 minutes into the second half. Is that a winner? Here's Lynch. Gilzine, lovely turn. It's a great ball from Russell for Riley. Sheridan, the nearest Sligo player. And it ends up being a throw. Back once again to Trevor Crowley. Riley, lovely ball over, but it ends up on the netting. Certainly is a man who's marked his arrival in no uncertain fashion. Hallows. Reed once more. And the head tennis there, won in the end by Hawkins. Charles, only as far as Gormley. Now Riley, tormenting Hare. Gormley, back for Crowley once again. That's not a bad cross at all, and that should be the winner now, for sure. And that man has done it again, Ian Gilzine. A second of the match for Gilzine. It's Sligo 1, St. Pat's 3. All of that, 37 minutes into the second half. This was Crowley, a brilliantly placed cross, and Gilzine was very decisive and courageous, putting his head in where some fellas wouldn't put their boots, but he got there, he won it, and Pats him a 2-goal lead. A brilliant cross, should have been dealt with better, but Gilzine is super from about 5 yards out. He'd be pleased. In the gathering gloom in Sligo, the Pats fans will be very, very pleased with themselves. Within a point of the league leaders, Cork City. Is Reed. Now Crowley. Gormley firmly pushed along the line there towards Martin Riley, dodging away from the 2 challenges. He does really well. Will this be another one? Russell! What a goal that would have been. That would have been a terrific finish. Certainly would have enjoyed that one. But the sheer pace and skill of the fresh man in, Martin Riley, has done really well, getting it away there from Sheridan and also from Matt Hare. Wasn't too far away either. Shannon. Ogden still motoring. That'll be a throw. Well into injury time now. Hutchinson, tight situation. McGuinness, greater composure coming from the league champions. Russell, waiting for Burke to go along. This time they bring in Colin Hawkins into the play. Gormley, Crowley. His cross provided the last goal. This is another very good one, and that's a brilliant header. Superb header. A delighted Paul Osam, but it was Hawkins who put it in the back of the net, and that is now 4. And this is a championship winning performance, no doubt. Once again, it was Trevor Crowley. He had players to aim at in there, but Colin Hawkins the one who got it. There were options. Osam was there. There were other players coming in from deep positions, but it was Colin Hawkins who knocked it away in. And what a day it's been for St. Pat's, the defending league champions. The match ends. Liam Buckley must be absolutely delighted, because St. Pat's have now drawn within a point of Cork City. And of course the two sides meet in Turner's Cross at 2 o'clock next Saturday afternoon, a match you can see live on this channel. And of course Gilzine added to his impressive goals tally 2 this afternoon. Mark Hutchinson equalising for Sligo 8 minutes after Pats had taken the lead. But then there was Martin Riley's wonderful goal, and there was Gilzine's, and then of course as well at the very end there was Colin Hawkins, and they go home much the happier, because the final score here in the showgrounds in Sligo shows that the champions have another 3 points, 4 wonderful goals. It's Sligo 1, St. Pat's 4. Liam, he must be absolutely thrilled and delighted to take the 3 points. It's never an easy venue to come and win a match.
Certainly Sligo, we won the harder grounds to come out with 3 points, but we played very well the second half, and I thought we ran out worthy winners.
Some great goals in that match, and I remember in a few of them Trevor Crowley was hugely influential. Wonderful crosses.
He's had a fantastic season so far, Trevor has, and the 2 crosses you say for the 2 headed goals were superb, absolutely top drawer stuff, and the finishing was excellent from our point of view, but the general play leading up to the goals as well was good, so I'm pleased with that. I
was saying at the beginning that you got a hat-trick against your old team, first time of asking, and now it's 2 this afternoon. They must love you still around here.
I don't know about that, but I certainly love coming back up here with Pats, and we've done well up here in the past, so that's good to get another win.
Of course, the goals that you scored this afternoon and the other goals as well have set things beautifully up for next Saturday. The clash of the Titans really in Turner's Cross.
Well, you know, it's something for us to look forward to. We've got to go down to Cork. I think that puts us a point behind them, so everything's to play for still.
So from our point of view, it will be a big game. There's no two ways about it. There'll be a big crowd down in Cork. I know my fellas will be looking forward to it without hesitation. They'll be going down there with a bit between the teeth. Believe me, we'll be looking for a result down there.
Was the second half performance here today as good as you've seen for some time from your team?
We've played as well as that. I would like to think in Inchicore we're sort of unbeaten in Inchicore. I think we've won all our games bar 1, but we've played like that quite a bit this season. If we could just get it on a more regular basis, it'll keep me even more happier.
Yes, certainly a match.
Before, 2 goals.
Yeah.